Hello my friends and welcome to another artsy adventure. Today we make a few pages in my new small Dylusions journal. My dear friend Linda has given me most of my Dylusions supplies and I am so very thankful for her. Today's pages will have a flap, a tag and a window, so we have lots of fun ahead. So let's get going. Starting off, I have my Dylusions journaling block and a pencil, and I trace the wavy edge of the block with my pencil, and then I bring out my scissors and cut along the pencil line. Next, I'm using a set of tag dies from Tim Holtz and Sizzix, and I run the die and cardstock through my die cutting machine and get the tag I need. For one of the backgrounds, I'm using a few spray inks from Dylusions. I ended up not using the green inks and sticking with yellows and oranges in Lemon Zest, Pure Sunshine and Fiery Sunset. I have that tag and the piece I cut off earlier, so I can smush them into the ink in a minute. I always spray with water first and then my inks, first Lemon Zest followed by Pure Sunshine and Fiery Sunset. And then I spray with more water and smush my tag and flap into the ink, so I know they will match when we put it all together. I finish off this background with Shimmer spray in Lemon Zest. You know I can't stay away from Shimmer. I let my pages tag and flap dry and then I bring out a well-loved washi tape and I intend to use the last of it to attach my flap. But I wanted to match the pages, so I tried to color it with ink, but it has a coating that resists my ink, so I bring out Pure Sunshine Shimmer paint, and that works better. So I add Lemon Zest paint as well, and I'm happy with my tape. I'm using this dress collage medium to attach the tape that will become a hinge for the flap. I brush it on the back of my page and add a piece of tape. Then I coat the tape with collage medium and add the flap. Next, I cut a thinner piece of that colored tape and attach the flap from the other side as well. For the backgrounds on the second spread, I'm using Dylusions spray inks again. In Pomegranate Seed, Pure Sunshine, Rose Quarts, Bubbelgum Pink and a shimmer spray in Bubbelgum Pink. I spray with water and then the inks from the lightest ink to the darkest and smush the two pages together. Then I add more ink and that shimmer spray and then I let it dry overnight. Next, let's do some stamping using a Dylusions stamp set that Linda sent me. I love those grungy leaves, so I stamp both sizes in VersaFine Onyx Black ink, and I stamp many. I move forward, stamping many flowers from several stamp sets. Some flowers didn't make the final cut. But you know me, I always stamp way more than I need, and I stamp them all in VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I now have all my flowers and now I move on to making a window. I drew a circle and cut it out with my blade. Next, it's time to color all my flowers, but I can't show the coloring of them all. But I did divide them into two groups. One is colored with pink shades, and one group colored with yellow, orange and red. I used the darkest pomegranate seeds at the base of the leaves, then cherry pie and pink flamingo. This eye flower is colored with funky fuchsia, bubblegum pink and rose quartz. I used Tangerine Dream for the eyelashes and Blue Lagoon and After Midnight for the eye. For this favorite flower of mine, I used the same pink inks as I did on the eye flower. For the hearts in the middle, I used Pure Sunshine. Here and there I bring in the yellow-orange on the otherwise pink flower and vice versa, like on this little fun flower with both orange, pink and red, and I do it to achieve contrast on some of the flowers. So let's step up this background with the Dylusions Stencil and Postbox Red Shimmer paint. I use a blending tool to stencil in red shimmering hexagons here and there random on this background. To make my tag fit in, I do the same stenciling on the tag as well. For the pink pages, I bring out a stencil with fun flowers along with funky fuchsia shimmer paint. And I move the stencil around to get the flowers I want where I want them. And I get these dark pink and shimmering flowers. Off camera, I made a frame for our window in true Dylusion style, and I bring out that Bubbelgum Pink shimmer spray, add some on my surface, and pick up that pink shimmer with a small brush and color our frame. To add something extra to the tag as well, I use a black fine liner and draw in a running stitch around the tag. I use a strong liquid glue to glue down the frame, and to attach the tag I use both double-sided tape and glue, and I scored the top of the tag to make a hinge, and I glue only that top part to my background. In the beginning of my art journaling journey, I wanted a mask of my twin boys Otto and Vilgot, and at the time the teachers and others could tell them apart by their hair. That isn't always the case. Anyway, I made a silhouette mask of them, and I want them on these pages, so I bring out that mask and make sure my sweet boys are peeking through our window. I'm using Dylusions Black Marbel paint, and I use a blending tool to go over the mask with that black paint, and when I have a coat of black, I remove the mask and can see the silhouette of my boys on the page and through the window. I stamped and colored so many flowers, but at this moment I feel we need something more, so I bring out this amazing Toadstool set, but I only want the bugs, so I stamp all the bugs twice and color them off camera. Before I start putting everything in place, I want to fix the back side of the window where the back of the frame is peeking through. So I cut off the leaves from one of the leafy strings and glue those small pink and grungy leaves around the window, hiding that frame peeking through. Now, let's start putting these pages together, and to my right you can see a pile of yellow and orange leaves, and I start gluing those leaves coming down from the top of the page on our pink pages. I mix big and small leaves, and sometimes I cut them apart to fit in on the pages. I cut off any leaves hanging off the edge of the pages and reuse the leaves that we cut off where I think we need more leaves. Now I have a pile of pink leaves and I do the same as before, but I glue the pink leaves on to our yellow and orange pages, and I am careful not to put any leaves over that hinge on the tag. I cut them apart so nothing disturbs the ability to open and close the tag. I will do some journaling on the inside of the tag about my boys, summer and life. But that will happen when I have a quiet moment to reflect, and those are rare. As before, I cut off the leaves hanging off the edges and use those extra leaves to fill in spots where I think they are needed. I also make sure to have leaves under the tag so everything is cohesive and tied together. I use the last of those extra leaves to add to the leaves hiding the back side of the window frame so they look more like they are supposed to be there. Next, it's time to add the flowers, and I glue down the yellow and orange flowers on the pink pages. I let the flowers hang off the edges to make it look like there is more beyond these pages. Like before, I glue down the pink flowers on the yellow and orange pages, taking my time and make sure to enjoy the process. This is so much fun, and one of my favorite details is the flower hanging off of the wavy edge. I cut off the excess and glue the cut off parts onto the flap, so the flower is whole when I close the flap. The last thing on these pages is to glue down the bugs. I glue them down hiding among the flowers, but also in the center of the window and other places in full view. I just think the bugs are the perfect finishing touch, and I didn't even add a sentiment because I love these pages the way they are, and they are already crowded enough. So, while you watch me glue down the rest of the bugs and move on to close-up pictures, I want to thank you for spending some time with me. You're all much appreciated, and I hope you will come back soon for more. Until the next time, happy crafting!